Hello there. Today we'll be discussing the state of the 2022 Ohio Senate race. I will be discussing the Republican candidates. The Democrats and Libertarians will have their own videos. You will hear the backstories and their positions, so you, if you're an Ohioan, can decide who to vote for. I encourage you to watch the entire video to learn about the candidates and my prediction for the election. So we have the GOP candidates that have been declared. I know there's J.D. Vance and I think Matt Dolan, representatives, and I forget what J.D. Vance is, but I think he's the treasurer, maybe. I want to say he's or Secretary of State, but they have not officially announced their campaign, so they will not be included. And there are some declared ones that I know nothing about, so there are only really 4 that I know anything about, so I will be covering them. But I must say there are pros and cons to all the Republicans running, and I like all of them. So first off, we have former Ohio GOP chairwoman Jane Timkin. She's a staunch supporter of former President Trump, although she originally endorsed John Kasich in 2016. However, she's been branded a neocon flip-flopper by many Trump supporters, and to be honest, I see where they come from. She's a candidate that will talk a big game and take whatever side is winning. An example of this is when Ohio Representative Anthony Gonzalez voted to impeach former President Trump. Timken supported this move by Gonzalez at first. She said this made sense and Gonzalez was a good congressman. And I'm not going to get any details on my feelings in that specific matter, but you can see how this would cause a lot of Republican infighting. However, as of now, she is still running on an American populist agenda. Now we have Josh Mandel. I actually learned a little bit about him from an interview he did with a local TV station. Yes, I watch local news, don't judge. Mandel is an interesting fellow. He is definitely the most pro-Trump person in the race. He has stood by former President Trump through and through. My only gripe with Mandel is that he is his electability. He is very polarizing. Yes, the rural turnout would soar, but suburban and urban would also soar in the wrong direction. This election cycle is critical to the success of our country, and I would rather we win Ohio by a solid margin and not have the most Trump-like candidate, but especially because all the Republicans are good options. And now we have Mike Gibbons. He's a businessman and banker from Cleveland. This is a man who is more Trump-like than he originally seems. He is running mainly on an American First agenda, and to a less extent a libertarian one. One of the main reasons I like Gibbons above the rest is that he's a businessman. Why do you think the economy flourished under Trump? It's because he treated America like a business, and with his knowledge of it, it paid off. That's what Gibbons would do. The swamp doesn't make jobs. Businesses do. On the electoral front, Gibbons would do as well as Trump if he played his cards right. Finally, we have Michael Leopold. He is a former member of the U.S. Army. He served until 2015 in Iraq and Afghanistan. He is a religious family-first man. He's pro-life and pro-America. To me, he seems like a run-of-the-mill Republican. As much as he may seem like pro-Trump, I see him as kind of a rhino. But I think he is running on a pro-Trump agenda. So because of that, I doubt he will get the nomination. But if he did get it, I would gladly vote for him. I can't find much else on him, and I don't know much about him, so this is really it. So that leaves the question, how will Ohio vote, and how would I put the Senate race? And I think the answer is pretty simple. It's likely red, no matter what. I mean, it depends on the nominee and the opponent, but no matter what, I think the state is likely red this cycle. If Timkin is on the ballot, I think she wins by 6. If Mandel is on the ballot, I think he wins by 5. If Gibbons is on the ballot, I think he wins by 7, 6, 7. And then if Leopold is on the ballot, I think he wins by 6. So no matter what, likely margin, but yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this.